Okay everyone, it's Miranda, and here we are in the King Air. Now the airport we're at now is Lewiston Airport. It's about 75 miles from where I live, and we used to have I think a cousin or someone that lived here, and I thought we'd go ahead and take off from this runway. Oh, and this is in the King Air, so let me go ahead and release the brake. And then we'll go ahead and apply power, and you can see us taking off here, or attempting to anyway. Airspeed's coming up. You can see that dial on the left there is the airspeed. And we're going to pull back a little bit, not too much. Now usually when you take off on that main instrument right in front of you, it's called the attitude indicator. You want about a 10-degree nose up, which is right about there, and the gear's coming up. And then what I do is use the electric trim control on the throttle, and actually not on the throttle, on the control column, to adjust how much back pressure I need to use. And if you see those mountains in front of us there, about 100 miles in that direction is the university I went to. And one of these days I'll fly over that and I'll show you. So here's the town. And we're just going to fly over like this. Look out the window there, see that? See the river down there? And so we're turning. I'm going to reduce power a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that or not. And we're looking out the window here. And let's go like that. You can see a little bit more out the window. I hope it looks okay on the video. I mean, the thing to remember is I'm using kind of an old camera, and you know, it's not one of those gazillion-dollar cameras, so you know, the quality of the video, I apologize, it isn't better, but it's what I have to work with. So, and you can see down there part of the city. And there you go, look over here, you can see some of the mountains. Doesn't that look cool? And we'll try and do a touch and go at Lewiston here. And you can see we're doing about 185 knots. Our altitude is 3,080 feet and going down. And the instrument directly below that is called your vertical speed indicator, and it shows that we're descending. Well, we were descending at about 1,000 feet a minute, which is a pretty good descent rate. And then the instrument underneath the attitude indicator is your primary navigational display. And the instrument over to the left of it, that would be this instrument here, is your VOR instrument, and also your ADF instrument. So now we're going to start the turn. The navigational radios are all right over here. Over here, and that's the transponder that a lot of times in traffic control works and designate who you are. There's also an international emergency frequency for the transponder, and you know, I just can't remember what it is right now. I probably need to look that up. Okay, so I'm going to start the turn here pretty soon. This is right over here. This one right here. See where it's pointing? It means that the VOR station is directly behind us, but it is lined up with the runway, so we can keep turning. That means my gear wasn't down. We should get it lined up here. Nope, there it is, it's over there. I always have a hard time landing at this airport. Now we're a little low, so I'm pulling back. I'm going to give a little bit more power here. Okay, now we're a little high, so we can reduce power a little bit. The trick with this is just using small inputs on the control column. And you can see the airport is right there to your right. And we'll see if we can't just do a touch and go here. Also, if you look at the instruments in the cockpit here, they're all the actual instruments, and every single one of them functions. And you see we're a little high, so I'm going to go ahead and apply full power. What 10 degrees nose up attitude. The gear's coming up because we've got a positive rate of climb. You don't really want to exceed 10 degrees, I guess, you can, but what's really interesting is the more you pull back on the control column, your airspeed will drop off. That's because the angle of the attack on the wing is increasing, so it's not moving as fast over the surface of the wing. So if you have the wing pointed down, then of course the airspeed moves much faster, generating more lift, and then you have to use the trim control or the flaps to overcome that. What the flaps do is they tend to degrade the airflow or interrupt the airflow over the wing surface. And there's some more instruments right up there. And we can look down like so. Now, let me show you something I think you'll notice. If I try and level out the aircraft, let's do that. And there we're level. Now watch what happens if I take my hand off the control column. See how it's tending to drift to the left? It means that it's not completely trimmed yet. So I have to trim the aircraft. And that's now pretty close to trim. We're also going up. This is your vertical speed indicator right here. You can see that. And this was your attitude indicator I was telling you. It used to be called the artificial horizon. This is your airspeed indicator. This is your altimeter. This is a clock here. This is your bank and slip indicator is what it used to be called. I'm not sure what it's called today, but it's the same thing. This right here is your altitude warning for when you're coming down on the aircraft or the landing approach plates. You want to use those. It tells you what the minimum altitude is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reduce a little bit of power here. And I've actually reduced power to idle, and look, we're still at 172 knots. And then according to this, we have to start a turn here. And then these gauges right in here, those are all telling you about your the condition of the engines. And we can look over here, more over here. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. That was my bad. So that's about it, and I hope you like that one. That was Takeoff and Fly Around Lewiston. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.